Hey there, Michelle Dittmer, the gap year expert, and someone here to share if you are a parent and you think your young person might benefit from taking a gap year, but they are not fully on board. How do you have that conversation? How do you help them to realize and see the things that you see where pushing pause might make sense? I put a whole podcast together, so you need to jump in there, check out all the details. But in short, here's what you need to know. Number one, look at it from their perspective. They see all of their friends moving on to post-secondary. They want to be there. They have done that their entire life, moved with that cohort, done the same thing as all their friends. Doing something different is uncomfortable for them. They also might feel like they might be wasting their time. This is a very, very strong feeling with today's young people, is that idea of getting through things, checking off all the boxes in lightning speed. That hustle culture is prevalent for our young people. But you as a parent might be looking at your kid and seeing burnout. You might be seeing them struggle with their mental health. You might see a lack of maturity or preparedness for everything that college and university brings. If that's the case, let's figure out how to have a conversation with them. Number one, you want to make sure that you are helping them to see what the alternative to going off to school is. For 14 years, they have done nothing but be a student, so it's very easy to see more school in their future. But what they don't know is what the alternative is. So work together to figure out what a gap year could look like. You might just find something that inspires them and they can see the value in taking that time, whether that be travel, working, volunteering, whatever that might look like. Talk about what that plan might look like. Secondly, have them self-assess their readiness. We've got a great list in the podcast on all the things, all the different ways that they need to be ready beyond just academic readiness, and how can a gap year help them do that. Lastly, have them take a look at someone who's already taken a gap year. So whether that is our gap year ambassadors here on YouTube or somebody that you know that's taken a gap year, having a model, someone to talk to, someone who is a peer who has been there recently will help them understand a little bit more about the value that they can get from a gap year. And don't forget to tap into all the resources that we have here at the Canadian Gap Year Association, from our 4-step gap year planning resource to all of our videos on YouTube, our podcast, and so much more. If your young person wants to, send them over to our gap year quiz where they can find out if a gap year is for them and what their gap year style might be. As always, it's such a pleasure to support you and your family on their gap year journey.